All right. All right. So I'm finally back. How y'all doing? I hope y'all staying safe, staying healthy. I did contract something, but as always, I didn't get sick. It's kind of weird what happens. So I hope y'all, they got all these variants and all these different things that's going around. Now, I'm not a scientist. Just stay healthy out there. Use the sanitizers, all that good stuff. And, these are scary times. AJ, what is it? Pavara, okay. McMillan, ABQ, all right. 710, dog meat Satan, Sean, Kid, Boo, Jonathan Payne, Kittens, Gling, AJ, Isabella. All right. Now, so what happens whenever I contract a virus or something? I don't get sick, but I get that, that smell you get in your sinuses. My sinuses will definitely get irritated. And that it's like an aroma, this sick smell or this sick type of taste. I get that, but I'm never like bedridden. I never come down with a fever. You know how you feel exhausted and stuff like that. I never go through that. I don't go through that. But I do sort of get thrown off, a little bit from my sinuses acting up. And hey, maybe that's just a sinus issue and maybe it's nothing, but I'm quite sure because everybody at my job has contracted COVID. And I mean everybody except for me. I'm the only one who hasn't. And they were, excuse me, they were all bedridden and stuff like this. As you can hear, I'm still a little dry. Let me see if I got something. But we're going to work through it. We're going to push through it. And when I get like that, my point is when I get like that, like it's hard for me to do my proper research. It's hard for me to be on top of my game because I just feel sort of out of it. Well, we're gonna push through it today. Yeah, it's like that sickly. It's like I don't know. It's like a sickly taste. It's more like a taste that you get when you're sick. At least I recognized it. But I really think it's mainly sinus issues. But it's hard to stay healthy out there. That's my point. And that's why I want to talk about it. It's just hard to stay healthy out here. Me contracting this, yeah, my body was strong enough to fight it off. Didn't have to miss any work. I didn't feel bad at all. But still, I don't like this nasty environment that has been created primarily because of dogs. That's exactly why they said that dog excrement literally contaminates the air in cities. The air itself, they found traces of dog excrement. Not just microscopic. And this is unbelievable stuff. How is it getting there? It is because these nasty mutants defecate at an astronomical level. And it's not so much that they just defecate. They're in our cities. They don't bury their excrement. It just sits there. They didn't just say that they found excrement in the air. They said specifically dog excrement. Dogs should be public enemy number one, especially right now, where you got all these different variants of viruses floating around. And I refuse to get the vaccine because, you see, I think the whole vaccine is a little overrated. The whole point of the vaccine is to get your immune system to be more powerful, to be strong enough to fight it off. Well, you can do many different things to boost the efficiency of your immune system. There's been doctors who've gone on record in saying that that's the best way to be immune to different viruses, is to make sure your immune system functions at its highest level from the get-go. And we should be able to do that. But here, as it is, even us people who don't have pets, we're affected. Excuse me. I said pets, didn't I? I'm specifically talking about dogs. Because again, dogs are not out here burying their excrement. They found it in the air because they don't bury it. Okay? Even the people who are not dog owners were still affected, directly affected by the nasty, disgusting environment that these dog lovers have created. So this is very important to talk about here. Okay? Yeah, I'm doing all good now. Doing all good. I'm gonna get everything checked out and stuff like that. But man, this is so sad. On average, dogs defecate twice per day, which adds up to about 14 piles in just 1 week. And that's just one dog. This is according to this article. That has the same amount of bacteria as 14 wheelbarrow loads of combined human excrement, cow excrement, and horse excrement. And that's just one dog. So you can see this is probably why it contaminates the very air we breathe. It's so much, and they are defecating right here in our society. That's why I said, not only, dogs need to be driven out of our territory. One of the most basic functions of a herbivore or any animal is to carve out their own territory and keep other animals out. This is one of the reasons why. You see, every other group of animals on this planet do that because it's natural. And humans, with our arrogance, always trying to go against nature, and we suffer the consequences. This is something that can be prevented. All of these viruses floating around here is something that can be prevented. Is our survival instinct failing us? The human instinct to survive is our most powerful drive. Is it really? This dog nut culture, it goes against our survival. We're just swimming in backwardness, in direct opposition of our instincts. And this is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Yes, it does seem like we are heavily outnumbered by these dog nuts. And that's why it's so important for people to wake up. These videos are so important. Again, I encourage y'all to follow everybody else in the suggested members area of my channel, to help, because they are very good at keeping up with the news and all of that. So this is horrible. And keep in mind, they also found dog waste is the #1 contaminant of our drinking water. There's no reason to not drive dogs into extinction, people. Their dog waste contaminate our water and our air. What in the world are we doing? And why isn't CBS, NBC, all these major news outlets, why aren't they talking about this? Why is it just us? This is hard-hitting stuff we're dealing with, man. Very, very unfortunate. Now, I shared this before from Clean Air Scandinavia. They did a good article here titled, "Your Pet is Making Me Sick." Your pet is making me sick. Really, they're talking about dogs. And it says how people carry their pet dander to work and how it may affect others. So it's bad enough that the very air we breathe is contaminated with dog waste, even the air outside. But on top of that, these dog nuts come to work and bring in a whole boatload of dander to further contaminate the air we breathe inside the facilities where we work. I mean, my goodness. This is why we talk. It's not a personal thing. It's not a personal thing. You know, these dog nuts, they say, oh, well, it has nothing to do with you. Why are you worried about the fact that we own dogs? No, you owning dogs affects everybody in the society. This is a public health issue, health hazard. Okay? So this is scary. Now this article continues. How this affects coworkers. Pet owners are carriers of pet dander, fur, hair, feathers, etc., which carry pet proteins. And they're talking about the proteins in the animal's excrement, people. Proteins that are the usual cause of allergic reactions in people. People, that is because they inhale the dog excrement. We carry them on our clothes, our coats, and in our hair. They leave home and take all that to work. Problem is, pet dander or dog dander becomes airborne, meaning that they are able to be released in any environment. Listen to this. In the smaller indoor environment, as well as the closer contact with people, the higher chance of them being negatively affected by it. So this is you hugging the coworker, the dog nut, even though you may not have a dog or a cat, right? I hear cats release a lot of dander. Even though cats are much cleaner than dogs, we are not certain about what is causing us so many health problems. We need to separate ourselves completely at this point. This is a state of emergency, Okay, now if y'all want a group of, say, cat investigators to see how much impact once the dogs are removed, how much impact, if any, cats have, hey, knock yourself out. Like I said, I don't co-sign with exterminating any other animal on this planet but dogs. If you do, hey, good for you. I don't care. I'm not going to try to convert you, make you believe what I believe. We have to learn how to agree to disagree and be comfortable with disagreeing with each other. But I digress. This stuff becomes airborne. Suffering on a daily basis from airborne allergies not only affects the worker's well-being, it in many circumstances influences how often they call in sick, as well as the quantity and quality of productivity when they are at the job, hence interrupting a business agenda. This is serious. This is so serious. And at work, you know, you feel even worse when you have to work and you're somewhat sick. And what's making this so much worse, people? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Here, let me show y'all something. This is going to be horrible. This is going to be horrible. But we're talking about what these people bring to work. Okay? And I hate to gross y'all out. Viewer discretion advised. I hate to gross y'all out. But this is about to get a little gross. Y'all, just a heads up. But this is what we're dealing with, people. So this dog was urinating in the car, and it defecated in the car. Okay? Some of these people are on their way to work. Think about that now.
Quit, damn it! Stop and put you there, those dogs. About time you lay down.
Poor Chansey.
Hold it, we'll sit me there. Hold it, hold it. I'll back it over here.
Looks like he's trying to poop.
I'm gonna let you go and put it all over the
I
place.
think that's what he's trying to do.
Be still, I'll be there in a minute. You sit on me, I'll really get mad.
Here it comes. Look. Look. He's pooping. He's little.
Oh, God. Oh.
Yeah, just stop back there and let it go. Oh, man.
Oh, God, that's good.
Okay. Now, if dog excrement is in the air, if it has contaminated our environment to the point where it's in the air that we breathe outside, can you imagine how much concentrated bacteria and everything else these people are bringing into the workplace? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Is this, especially in times like this, is this the smartest thing for us to be doing? Look at this.
Say hi, Sharukina. Look how ugly I am. Oh, أنا بخلته خرالة.
Dog waste is so toxic that even though it's far away from us, as we walk around outside, it's still present in the air. How present do you think it is in the air that we breathe inside of our jobs, where we're inside of a building? How much worse do you think it is when these people bring that waste into the job in the form of dander and everything else? So this dog...
No! 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 She put the turn on me! Ah! Ah! No!
So the dog sat on her and took a dump on her. Again, if it's toxic to the point where it's present in the air we breathe, even though we can't even see it, it's far away somewhere, how much worse do you think it is with these people bringing it into the job with them? Y'all remember that photo I showed where it was just dog excrement all in the living room? Right? Now this is just inside of vehicles.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Oh no!
This is just inside of vehicles. Shout out to the person who shared this video with me.
No shit.
All dogs have separation anxiety. They're all brain dead. And they all flip out when their owners leave. How much more contaminated do you think the inside of these people's homes are, if even our air is contaminated outside? Dogs are most likely the #1 threat to our health right now. Even if you don't believe that they transmit certain viruses, they provide the means of transportation. There's no question about that. And this is typical inside the homes of dog lovers. You'll be hard pressed to find a dog owner whose dog never took a dump inside of their house. And think about it, people. If the parasites in dog waste can live outside in the grass for over a year, what do you think is going on inside the home of these dog nuts? Let's have church today, people. Let's have church today. Parasites in dog waste can live for over a year outside after raining multiple times, after snowing, wind blowing, grass cutting, parasites still present. What do you think goes on inside the homes of these dog nutters? Keep in mind, you could just rent an apartment that used to be owned by a dog nut. There's so many ways that these people contaminate us and contaminate our entire environment with dog waste and everything else that dogs carry and transmit.
Dog shitter in a fucking baby screaming. The dog shitter in a fucking car. You know, I got a weak stomach. Then I fucking threw up at. Nah, yo, I'm calling this.
Okay, excuse the language there. Excuse the language. This man had a baby in the vehicle. The dog took a dump inside the vehicle and then he threw up. Okay? How good do you think his air quality is? Man, oh man. We're playing with fire. Embracing their existence. We're playing with fire, people. And it just gives you an idea of how these people really don't care about our health or our well-being at all. And this is nothing but a hustle to get people to accept something, to sell something. That's all this is. If they was really concerned about our health, they would deal with this as well. Now let me go back to my PowerPoint. Ain't that crazy? Sorry, I was unable to watch the comments while I was sharing those videos. Is that not crazy? What in the world is going on, people? We need so much help. We need so much help. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, that was gross. That was gross. Hey, I tried to give you a warning. But man, oh man. And I always hate to gross y'all out like that. But here's the thing, people. As nasty as this is, you see they're trying their best to push dogs into more and more homes and businesses. Dogs are being forced on us more now than any other time in history. And you mean to tell me that at the same time this is happening, there's an outbreak of a virus and different variants of it? You're telling me we're going through a pandemic where there's a virus and different variants of the virus, and at the same time, you're pushing dogs onto the population more than you ever have, ever? And I'm supposed to believe that there's no agenda? Think about that. Think about that. Yes, yes. Absolute child abuse. This is fellow citizens abuse. It's suicidal behavior. It is suicidal behavior. So these are articles that surfaced here recently that you see now. Dogs are unsung heroes of COVID-19 for many, experts say. Owning a dog may have helped some people cope during the pandemic. Man's best therapist? See, this surfaced 3 days ago. Dog owners are less depressed during COVID pandemic. Study finds. Dogs may help reduce COVID-19 pandemic stress. Look at the game they're running on the public. Look at that. 1 second. All right, sorry. I had to get some water. I'm so dry. Look at the game they're running on the population. Isn't this the wrong time to push this type of propaganda and to literally do this type of thing, engage in this type of behavior? People, this is most definitely an agenda. And we need to wake up. So they're trying to push these things onto us like never before. Well, they are. They're not trying. They literally are. Keep it in mind that dander floats around all the time. Keep in mind, 60% of all infectious diseases are zoonotic. They come from animals. Over 30 new human pathogens have been detected in the last 3 decades. 30 in the last 30 years. 75% of those came from animals. Which animals do you think they're coming from? Wouldn't it most likely be the animals that are the nastiest, and not only the nastiest, but that are most popular, that are actually living inside human homes, actually sharing bodily fluid with humans? These people allowing them to lick on them and they're kissing them and stuff like this. These dog nuts have a very organic, intimate relationship with these things. No way you can convince me this is not a public health hazard. It most certainly is. Right? Welcome. Welcome. Annabelle, Ashley in the building. Man, oh man. Again, people, be sure to follow everybody. Follow everybody who cover these. We need more. We need more dog channels. We gotta speed up the process here. Now, yeah, pet dander can float around the air, waiting to be breathed in and trigger a reaction. However, it can settle into carpeting, furniture, and clothing. When that fabric gets moved around, dander will renter the air and once again have a chance to trigger an allergic. So this stuff, you can imagine how it behaves, like dust. Microscopic dust. That is so dangerous. You know? That is so dangerous. If dogs are not the primary source of zoonotic diseases in humans, I'd like to know what animal is. If they're not the number one, I'd like to know which one is. I firmly believe it's primarily these nasty, worthless mutants. Now check this out. The COVID-19 pandemic has triggered a dog poo-demic. Man, oh man, this is so scary. Man, this is scary stuff. When the pandemic induced rise in dog ownership, dog waste is now a problem. The latest estimates put the number of dogs there at around 77 million. These dogs produce around 29,000 tons of excrement, which is more than the weight of 15,000 automobiles. And they do this every 24 hours. No surprise then that dog waste is literally present in the air we breathe outside. How nasty is that? This stuff is unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. What a rational cleanliness. What a refreshing name to read as I deal with this subject. My goodness. What in the world? This is crazy. Let me highlight this, man. This article continued. The pandemic brought a rise in dog ownership, causing secondary problems, namely more dog waste on streets and trails. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency has labeled dog waste a pollutant and a potential health hazard. Efforts are being made by municipalities to help curb the dog waste problem. No, you want to help curb the dog waste problem? Exterminate them. That's the only true solution. Now, they're going to tap dance around it as best they can. And I'm telling you, it's going to take people dying in mass at an alarming rate before they consider exterminating all dogs. That's what it's going to take. And that's the scary part. They're going to refuse to act now, even though there's more than enough evidence to at least label dogs as too dangerous for people to have right now. No question they are. It's way too dangerous. Again, these people are being intimate with these dogs. And dogs are such a waste vacuum that they will carry any new diseases present in other animals into these people's homes. Say from a bird or whatever, because dogs will eat the excrement of any and all creatures. So whatever new that might arise in other animals, dogs are the best way to traffic all of that to humans, to traffic all of that, to be the transmitter from those animals to humans. These people literally share saliva with dogs. People, this is serious, man. Ain't it crazy that no major media outlets deal with this? This is scary, man. What in the world? Man, you notice how sometimes you can literally smell the dog excrement in the air? I bet you anytime in those moments, the air is heavily contaminated. Heavily contaminated, and that's exactly why you can smell it. Yeah, it's all about money. And that's so scary. You know what? We can make a whole live stream about that. About how it's all about money. These people are so greedy that they don't care how much of a negative impact the presence of these things have on our survival, on our very survival. And I believe our very survival is in danger as a result of these dog nuts. And people, I'm telling you, this knowledge is coming to the world through us for a reason. You know, new perspectives, they need an outlet. And listen, more and more people are going to wake up. I saw this comment, just like a random comment, and I was happy to see some of the responses. This was, I think one of the dogs took a dump inside the car or something. And somebody said, that's another reason not to own a dog. And somebody left a reply, said, I don't understand how one can have such an unclean animal living in their house. It's actually disgusting. Now, this is not some monumental comment. This is common sense. But the sad part is, in today's world, it is a revolutionary statement. And evolutionary. Even though it's common sense. These things are, I believe, the primary culprits. They're responsible for the way for what we're dealing with. I'm trying to be careful with my words here. These infections that we're dealing with. And we need to address this. Yet, man. And where can you go? Where can you go to escape, to get away? You can't go. That's one of the things. There's nowhere we can hide. We can't even hide in our own homes. If the air outside is contaminated with dog excrement, that means the air inside my apartment right now is contaminated with dog waste. How could it not be? These people are literally destroying us. And we're sitting here scratching our head wondering how it's happening. It's right in your face. Yeah, talk about a new world order. That's why I said those Chinese officials who went door to door snatching up people's dogs, they were not crazy. It wasn't out of their mind. And again, let me remind people, during the Black Plague, during the Middle Ages, they started killing dogs. They started killing dogs. They realized that the dogs were the source of the illness. And here we got history repeating itself, making the exact same mistake all over again. Yeah. So crazy. Yeah. Yes. Annabelle said the drug addicted new agers of the 60s put us here. Time to take human culture back again. Yeah, this idea, be one with nature. And I believe this dog nut era was emboldened with that hippie era. Yeah, we gotta put that back. We gotta leave that alone. And here, like I said, they're forcing dogs onto the public more than ever. And like somebody else pointed out, you always know when there's an agenda by whether or not they're pushing it onto the kids. So you know this is an agenda. And I thought it was crazy how this article surfaced 2 days ago. Dogs comfort children at 100-mile clinics, where these 3 therapy dogs were brought in to these immunization clinics. And they're sitting here bragging about it, basically. And then the article, I noticed how it said 3 therapy dogs, blah, blah, were on site Tuesday and Wednesday to provide comfort to children aged 5 to 11 as they got their vaccines. Of all places, you want to bring these things into a vaccination clinic? And notice how they pointed out kids aged 5 to 11, which just happens to be the primary demographic targeted by dogs in dog attacks in the United States. There are more kids attacked between the ages of 5 and 9 than there is any other age group. This is some satanic, evil business right here, people, that we're dealing with. This is a very evil force that we're dealing with. And I ran across this, and it got me to thinking. She said, it takes a special person to be a dog owner. Dogs seem insecure and needy to me. And it's so true. Because they're always begging for food and looking for food, sniffing around for food. Until they actually get it, they're constantly beg. They're in constant beg mode until they get exhausted with begging. And then they'll sit down, take a nap or something. But anytime the dog is resting or whatever, it's just recharging its batteries for the next time it goes on a beggary spree. And that is when it's always up in your face, following you everywhere you go. These dog nuts, remember I shared the articles where they're talking about how their dog follows them everywhere they go, even into the bathroom, begging for food. Or beg. You come home from work, now it's excited because it hasn't been able to beg you for food all day. And that type of behavior in humans would be unacceptable. Nobody wants somebody to just cling on to them like that. How insecure is that? And it does take a special person to get off on something giving you that type of attention. Always up in your face, beg. It's like, get out of here. Yeah? Mind your business. I mean, you really got to be taken out of your element as a human to entertain the presence of dogs, because their behavior, we wouldn't accept it from a human being. Man, this is so crazy. I think the question was, what it had something. They said they believe the dogs, that everyone should worship their dog as if it's Jesus reincarnated. And if you don't like dogs, you're a monster. Man, and this is scary stuff. What I'm pointing out here is how gun-ho these dog nutters are, like dog Nazis. These people, as we know, are willing to die for these things. Literally. I shared that video where that woman jumped in front of a pit bull. Y'all believe that? And this pit bull was in attack mode. Right? For those who haven't seen it here, let me share it here.
Are you tired of going to the postal office?
Oh, sorry about that. Now these both of these individuals were dog nuts.
Caught on camera, an Amazon delivery truck driver comes rushing to the rescue during a dog attack. Fox 5's Lauren Martinez joins us outside an Amazon warehouse in Henderson with the story.
John, a college student, is back home for the holidays, visiting her parents' home in the Northwest Valley. An Amazon delivery truck driver had picked up one of her neighbors and was on her way to drop off that neighbor after a dog attacked them while on a walk. And before they could warn this 19-year-old college student there's an aggressive dog roaming about, that same dog attacked her. Captured on this doorbell camera, Lauren Ray called over a dog after she saw it unaccompanied standing in the street. But when the family's small dog Max came out, a dog fight ensued.
Well, my first thought was save the dog. You know, family pet. I would have let the dog bite me for all I care. I just wanted him to be safe because.
Now you heard it right from the horse's mouth. Haven't I said for the longest, these people don't care about themselves? We're dealing with a group of a group of people who have no self-value whatsoever. That's part of the reason why it's so easy for them to be obsessed with these worthless mutants. And notice, this was not the owner of the dog, and look at how she behaves with it.
Doorbell camera, Lauren Ray called over a dog after she saw it unaccompanied standing in the street.
She saw a stray bully breed in the street, called it over, bent down to the dog's level. This is how these people get attacked. This is exactly how these people get attacked. How crazy is that? Right? Shout out to Missy May, who has been a member of the channel now for 2 months. Right? Shout out to all the members. Shout out to Missy May in the super chat. Shout out to Jonathan Payne in the super chat. How crazy is this? Isn't this, how reckless is this? You see a stray bully breed?
On this doorbell camera, Lauren Ray called over a dog after she saw it.
And look at how she almost lost her balance when she knelt down. And that's just the type of movement that a dog needs to feel like you're vulnerable in that moment and attack you.
Unaccompanied standing.
She's very lucky she didn't get attacked. That dog wanted to attack her. There's nothing she would have been able to do to stop it.
The street, but when the family's small dog Max came out,
and as you can see, this dog that she called over is not her dog. Went straight to attack her dog. This is nuttery on a different level. Man, these people are crazy. These people are crazy. They don't care about themselves. They have no value for human life. This is all connected to them contaminating our very environment, the air we breathe, the water we drink. It all starts from the fact that they don't care about themselves. And that is having an effect on us. That's why humans, we are social creatures, and we should always be concerned about other people and how other people function in the world. We intended to strengthen each other. And these people are tearing us down.
Dogfight ensued.
Well, my first thought was save
So
the
now she's at risk of what they call redirected aggression. This is how these people get attacked.
You know, family pet. I would have let the dog bite me for all I care. I just wanted him to be safe because he's so small compared to a pit bull. He didn't stand a chance.
Lauren Ray's father is a real estate agent, and he was about to show a home when he got a notification on his Ring camera and then saw the entire thing unfold.
You know, as a dad, you're in panic mode. I'm a half an hour away from the house. I'm literally, it's like I'm watching a football game and screaming at it. I'm like, get in the house, get in the house.
Look at how long she's standing there, turning around in a circle. Unbelievable.
Lauren held Max in her arms, swatting the dog away, but none of it was working until an Amazon delivery truck driver comes rushing in to her rescue, literally stepping in, putting herself in front of the aggressive dog.
Right? What they call redirected aggression.
She told Lauren to get into the house.
People, these dog nuts, and both of these females are dog nuts. These are the most bumbling. These people are dangerously stupid. Dangerously stupid. I mean, look, I don't like talking about people like this. But you have to. You got to tell them exactly how it is. I'm saying this in hopes that they snap out of it. Why are you putting your life on the line for dogs? What is wrong with y'all? Y'all willing to die for dogs? Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
She's rushing into her rescue, literally stepping in, putting herself in front of the aggressive dog.
This wild, crazy mutt is the same mutt she called over after seeing it in the street, knelt down. These, oh my goodness. They deserve to get mutilated. You deserve to get mutilated. But only you should get mutilated. You don't have a right to endanger everybody else in society.
Lauren to get into the house.
I would have been lost without any help. I had no clue what I was going to do. I didn't know if I was going to get hurt, and someone risking, their life like that is a really big thing, and it means a lot.
And you notice, look at how nice of a house and neighborhood they're in. They're clearly in the educated class. Listen, it don't matter how much education you get. People in all classes are infected with this utter stupidity, this virus of stupidity. There's no escaping it. It's a form of brainwashery, and income is irrelevant. They're all brainwashed against their natural instincts to function in a way to ensure their own survival. And I don't care what nobody say, part of being a human, we flaunt our evolution in the form of personal hygiene. That's a reflection of how intelligent we are, how far evolved we are beyond wild animals of the planet. Personal hygiene. And they sacrifice that without a care in the world. And stop acting like animals. Can y'all just do that? Can y'all stop living like a dog? Living like dogs? That's all these people are doing, man. Their homes, these are dog houses. They're dog houses first, and everything else second. Talk to me. Talk to me tonight. What's going on here, man? Stop living like dogs, you nasty people. Shout out to Charlie in the super chat. You all are very generous. And people, let me calm down. Let me calm down. I know they deserve it. But I want to have the right energy while I deal with this. I cannot afford to come off like I'm just trying to insult them, make them look stupid. I want these people to wake up. They're threatening our survival. You know, it's at that point now where you have to plead with these lunatics to snap out of it before they kill us all. And that's where we're headed.
a lot to me.
Meanwhile, Lauren's dad was rooting for this neighborhood hero in real time.
I was cheering like, yo, get in. And she got in, and I was like, yes, all right, here we go. Slides in like,
man, don't do that. Don't do that. You could have very well witnessed a murder. Don't play around like this was some minor thing, some petty thing. Once again, a lack of value for human life. You should have been worried, disturbed at the fact that they all came close to being killed on that door cam. Unbelievable.
He's in like Wonder Woman and shoos the dog off, gives her enough of a break, and yells at her to get in the house. And they got in the house, and everything was okay after that.
Lauren and Max are okay, just a little shaken up. 9-year-old Max is described as a sweetheart that has never destroyed one of his toys.
It's still nasty. As for you dog, and I don't care how nice and harmless your mother is, it's still nasty, disgusting. And them small dogs, they can still attack babies. They do attack babies.
As far as the other dog, the Amazon driver had some choice words.
Lord, man, oh man, these people are suicidal. They're suicidal people. Man, it's so important to be mindful of that. Now, I want to show y'all something else. I know I covered this already, but there was a news coverage of it that I want to touch on real quick. I've been trying to keep up with this story. All right, check this out.
He is in the hospital after losing his arm in a dog attack.
News 9's Ashley Holden met with police to learn the latest on the investigation, and we have a warning for you. Some of the details on this story are graphic.
Tecumseh police tell me right now they're investigating this as a freak accident. Today they walked me through body camera footage of their response and want to warn you some of these details are...
Freak accident. Freak accident. A freak accident would be a meteor or something falling out the sky. Something totally unexpected. Something that was not orchestrated. Something that didn't happen because you created the environment for it to happen. That's different. Don't ever let these people, they are brainwashing the public. These are not freak accidents. Nothing is an accident. They project dogs, as far as their physical threat, dog attacks, as natural. And they want us to also accept how nasty these things are as normal and natural, and something that we all should simply accept. These people are literally trying to kill us. They're working against our very survival. Right? Sorry, but I digress. I just had to stress that.
The details on this story are graphic.
Today they walked me through body camera footage of their response and want to warn you some of these details are graphic.
I have seen some pretty severe dog bites, dog attacks, but normally they're punctures, tears, not completely missing a limb.
But that's what officers found when they pulled up to the home off of Sandy Rock Road and Old Santa Fe Lake Road last Friday. The little boy, Axel, just 4.
The dogs belonged to the grandparents, and the child was staying with the grandparents.
According to the police report, Axel's grandpa, Timothy, later told police the little boy had reached into one of their dog pens holding 2 adult pit bulls and 2 puppies.
His arm is in that pen.
He said his grandson was likely trying to pet the puppies when the male dog attacked.
Our officers attempted to retrieve the arm.
What do you mean he was likely trying to pet the puppies? Was he or wasn't he? Were you watching or not?
Dog attacked.
Our officers attempted to retrieve the arm. The dog was aggressive to them. They ended up having to put the dog down.
Police say Axel was taken to OU Health and has been in and out of surgery.
The family is currently concentrating on Axel's recovery and his health.
Today, an attorney helping Axel's family gave us this photo to use. She couldn't give us many details, but says the family's main request is positive thoughts and prayers.
Now, I can't believe that his arm was pulled through that fence. because, you know, this is a very small child, and they have these real tiny arms that can fit through the holes in parts of that fence. But, you know, it seemed like they're pointing this out to say, hey, it was the kid's fault. He stuck his arm through the fence. He may be scared. They always try to do stuff like this. This is what they got caught in a lie trying to do in that other story. And I'm putting a stop to that narrative by pointing out, no, you are responsible because the mutts shouldn't have been there. They should not be around. Dogs don't mix with human environment, territory, because we have kids and we are not predators, right? We're prey organisms.
Axel is doing well. He's got a family member with him at all times.
Right now, your focus is not charging someone.
We have contacted the Department of Human Services, Child Services, to come in and look at the case as well. Right now, we don't have anything that's pointing us in directions that charges are going to be filed.
But the police chief says that depends on the outcome of the DHS investigation.
My caution is, anytime you got young kids around, animals that just had pups, you got to keep an eye on them.
Yeah, so nothing's gonna happen. I told y'all. I told you. I told you they were gonna get off scot-free. Unbelievable. Now I think there's one more. Let me see. Yeah.
We're now hearing from the family of a 4-year-old boy whose arm was ripped off in just a brutal dog attack. News 9's Ashley Holden following this awful story, and warning it does have some graphic details.
He is a sweet little boy. He loves to go outside.
Axel's great aunt, Julie Foster, describes the 4-year-old from her home in Texas. The little boy was staying at his grandparents when the attack happened.
And when did you find out? I found out that afternoon. I really could not believe it.
According to Tecumseh police, Axel's grandpa...
Why can you believe it? The dogs they're threatening somebody right now. The person holding the camera. Man, these mutants, they make it known that they're aggressive, that they're violent.
Timothy later told officers the little boy had reached his hand in a pen holding 2 adult pit bulls and 2 puppies. When police arrived, the little boy and his grandma were out front and the arm was in the dog's pen.
Axel being little.
So, wait a minute.
He was able to get his little arm through the kennel, and his family was right there beside him. He was not left alone. It was
You hear that?
an accident.
Right.
You hear that? They say his family was right there beside him.
Right there beside him. He was not left alone. It was an accident.
So what does that mean? There was supervision there. He was being supervised. But yet, they couldn't stop the attack. So what good is supervision? This is always the case, is it not? So now that it was proven that there was supervision, that means nobody's going to get charged. Because nobody knowingly put the boy in danger. Yes, they did. How can you even argue that? Man, what in the world? What am I missing here? What am I missing? What am I missing? Wow.
Was in the dog's pen.
Axel being little, he was able to get his little arm through the kennel, and his family was right there beside him. He was not left alone. It was an accident.
Right now, police...
That's not an accident. That is so crazy.
They don't have anything that points them in the direction of charging someone, but that depends on the DHS investigation. Foster calls her brother and his wife responsible dog owners, but says they are making changes for Axel.
See? Didn't I tell you? There's no such thing as a responsible dog owner. Here you get dog owners who were present, who were supervising, and the boy still got attacked. Which means what? You cannot be a responsible dog owner. That's Contradiction. Owning a dog cancels you out from being considered responsible. It is irresponsible to own these things. And here you see why. This is a perfect example. But yet these people about to get off scot-free.
Responsible dog owners, but says they are making changes for Axel.
They're going to be moving forward from now on without animals.
Do you know if he was able to have his arm reattached?
They said they're going to move forward without animals?
For Axel.
They're going to be moving forward from now on without animals.
Okay, so they're going to get rid of the dogs? Okay, that's the best thing I heard out of this story so far, if that's true. If they truly act on it, we'll see.
Know if he was able to have his arm reattached?
They did 2 surgeries. They were not able, they had to amputate, is what they did. He is stable, he is doing good, he's communicating with us.
Foster says he has...
No, he's not doing good. He lost an arm. Lifetime of trauma. Now he can never be a normal human being. Something you got to live with for the rest of your life. Totally ruins or has a huge impact on your quality of life. What type of, he's going to have difficulty having a love life. You think it's worth the risk? Putting people at this type of risk to have something like this happen? You think it's that important to rub on dogs? Right? I'm not talking to you dog nuts who actually have intercourse with dogs. I know it's a lot deeper with you. But those who are not, there's no excuse for you not to turn your dogs in.
Seen Axel in person yet, but a family member is with him at all times.
We're so proud of Axel. Excuse me. And so proud of the care and the community reaching out. It's been a godsend.
Foster says if people want to help, they have an account set up at the First United Bank of Tecumseh.
Proud of Axel for getting his arm bitten off? Oh, man. Look, man, I cannot buy this show of remorse. You would have prevented this from happening. You would have removed the possibility of this happening. So it's hard to accept any show of remorse. You basically set the boy up. Set him up. Is these adults responsible for this? This is 100% criminal based on the laws we currently have on the books. And these cases are not being dealt with as crimes. That in itself is a crime. So we are on the wrong path, people. We're on the wrong path. And I wanted to save these types of stories for the end of the stream. So I jumped right into the personal hygiene and the dog waste contamination at the beginning of the stream. But there was a couple stories I wanted to deal with. And this one surfaced just yesterday. And I know some of you have already read it at least. Maybe somebody has covered it. Somebody who has a channel. Maybe y'all have talked about it already. This is crazy. Wisconsin mother dies after saving her son from an attack by the family's dog. Her son, Damien Bernarde, received about 70 stitches to his leg after he was attacked. She is the bravest, strongest mother I know to do that for her child. She risked her life to save him. She is a hero. As always, that's the highlight. Wow. She got killed. Says, turn home, found the family's pit bull attacking Heather in the bathroom. Sheriff's report said it wasn't the first time the dog had shown signs of aggression. Shannon said her sister had a fondness for animals and couldn't let the dog go, okay? What they're pointing out here is the fact that even after the dog showed signs of aggression, she was so fond of dogs that she just couldn't let it go. These people fight tooth and nail for these dogs. They worship. This is worship. They literally, they are treating these things like deities. So even after the mutt showed signs of aggression, she couldn't let it go because she loved dogs so much. My sister has the biggest heart for dogs. See how they wrote animals there? No. That should say dogs. And just couldn't get rid of it. Her heart was too big. And they thought that they could fix the dog. This is the generation that Caesar and all these other dog trainers created. You can fix them. You can fix them. How suicidal is this lifestyle? How suicidal is this lifestyle? Absolutely crazy, man. What in the world? Yeah. You know, supervision, it is worthless. It means nothing. Here, although she was supervised and actually saved her son, she lost her life. Goes on, after locating their son in the living room, Bernard grabbed the dog, pulled it outside, and shot it. And he was bitten as well. So he killed the dog on sight. Didn't call animal control. Didn't wait for all that stupid investigation process. He killed it right there on the spot. Her sister suffered kidney failure and both her arms were amputated. Among other health issues, she was unable to say what may have triggered the attack. But family members theorize that because the dog was skittish when loud noises happened, the dog likely attacked after Damien fell down some stairs and started crying. Listen to that. Wow. As always, dogs will attack you for falling. You fall, you make a noise, they'll attack you. They attack in response to sounds, sudden sounds, in response to you having a seizure, looking impaired and vulnerable. There's 1,000,001 triggers. And these people fight tooth and nail to keep these things in our society. Man, wake me up. Wake me up. But there may be light, a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe. I want to share something with y'all here real quick. Something else that surfaced just a few hours ago. Man, oh man. What a wacky world. This dog nut world, what a wacky world, man.
Talk about
Here, let me see if I can find this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Brace yourselves, people. Oh my goodness. Brace yourselves. This story just surfaced. Well, actually a couple days ago. This was uploaded 2 days ago. Check this out.
According to reports in India, monkeys in the villages of Majogang and Laval were enraged by the killing and have acted out a brutal vengeance over the past month. Revenge-driven monkeys killed 250 dogs by throwing them from buildings and trees, it has been claimed. The spate of fatal attacks is said to have been carried out by furious primates after a pack of dogs mauled a baby monkey to death. According to reports in India, monkeys in the villages of Majogang and Laval in the western state of Maharashtra were enraged by the killing and have acted out a brutal vengeance over the past month. Once the puppy population had been wiped out in Laval, the primates turned their fury on children, witnesses claim. Villagers told the News 18 website that packs of monkeys had been seen surrounding dogs.
Okay, wait a minute.
Dragging them to high places. The dogs were then dropped to their deaths, it is reported. One picture appears to show a monkey carrying a puppy to the edge of a building.
Did y'all catch that? How crazy is this? How crazy is this? Now, in case you didn't catch that, in India, there are a bunch of monkeys killing dogs. Reportedly, they have killed 250 dogs. And they are killing these dogs because those dogs killed one of their babies. Let's have church this morning. These monkeys carried out a purge against dogs in response to those dogs killing one of their babies. Huh? Small Indian village. Look at how they worded this. A pack of murderous monkeys have started a war with the local canines. No, 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 no. A pack of heroic monkeys. A pack of natural monkeys. Monkeys that are not stupid like you. Monkeys who understand the nature of dogs. Monkeys who understand dogs need to be exterminated. And they figure since these stupid humans not smart enough to do it, we may as well do it ourselves. People, this is an example of nature carrying out exactly what I've been saying the world government should carry out. Literally, nature trying to do it itself. Around 250 dogs have been dragged to the top of buildings and trees and dropped by a crew of raging primates that are apparently furious with the dogs after they killed one of their babies. Just one. Let's have church this morning, man. This is the Crusader Church, man. Let's congregate. Let's think about this. Let's learn a lesson from this. You dog nuts, learn a lesson from this. This nature trying to tell you something. Ask you, why do monkeys value their babies more than you? The monkeys have been on a quest for revenge. And in the nearby village, not a single dog has survived the purge. Again, this story surfaced a couple days ago. Villagers told the outlet the killing started about a month ago when a few dogs killed an infant monkey. And since then, the moment a dog is spotted, the monkeys will snatch up the pups and drag them somewhere high and drop them to their deaths. Huh? Let's get wacky. Let's get crazy here. Man, oh man. What a moment. Life is good. Life is good. I love nature, man. I love it. The villagers decided to take action themselves and tried to wrangle up the monkeys. But then the monkeys turned their sights on the local men, some of whom have been injured after falling from buildings while trying to save the dogs. Nearly all of the pups in the B district have been killed, but the monkeys still haven't stopped, and they are now targeting small children en route to school. Now, let's stop right here. Let's deal with this. Let's unpack this. Let's unpack this. What a message nature is trying to send to us. What a message. These monkeys see humans trying to help these dogs. And in response, the monkeys proceed to try to drive the humans into extinction as well. How about that? These monkeys started to target human children only after those monkeys saw those people trying to save those worthless mutts from being exterminated. That told the monkeys these humans are out of their minds as well. These humans are embracing the presence of these worthless, unnatural predators as well. These humans are abnormal, are unnatural, just like these dogs. So let's get rid of the humans as well. This is all nature. This is all nature. And this is the result. This is what you get trying to go against nature. Nature always has a way to correct itself. No matter what happens, it always finds a way to correct itself. This was nature's attempt to correct itself. 100%. Those monkeys carried out a crusade. It was just on the level that they're capable of carrying it out. And humans should carry out the same crusade. But because of our intelligence, we'll be able to drive dogs into extinction in no time on a worldwide scale. And that's exactly what should happen. That's exactly what should happen. And it feels good to see nature in complete agreement with me. Huh? It was only after those mutts killed an infant monkey. Those monkeys tried to drive dogs into extinction. And then they saw humans helping those dogs and proceeded to drive humans into extinction as well. That is deep. That is very deep. But it shouldn't be that complicated to understand that these things are too nasty, too disgusting. Too disgusting. Especially times like this, we should separate ourselves from dogs. The problem is that we can't. Where are we going to put them? These things, simply put, need to be exterminated and driven into extinction. Our own survival, our physical survival, may be on the line. If we don't, that may be exactly what we sacrifice. Our physical survival. 100%. But on top of these mutts being nasty, transmitters of disease and viruses, Even worse is their relentless and never-ending, consistent attack on people, worst of all, on the helpless, children 13 and under, every single day. Every day. This many people, this many kids need emergency care treatment because of a dog attack. And it's not just this many. You actually have to double this number. There's only 500 dots on this map. And every day, 1,000 need emergency care treatment. Children alone. Doesn't it make sense to exterminate the one and only organism that launches physical attacks on your children and babies? Doesn't that make sense? Isn't that natural behavior? That's exactly what those monkeys tried to do. Isn't it acceptable to drive any organism into extinction when that organism is the one and only organism that attacks your children and babies? Yeah, it's not rocket science. It's the most intelligent thing we could possibly do right now. 100%. Right, so we've been here, what, an hour and a half, right? Want to thank everybody for joining the stream. I hope you all are being safe and healthy out there. Please avoid contact with people. Always be mindful that everywhere you go is contaminated. Don't touch the surface of anything and then proceed to touch your face. Sadly, we got to treat every inch of our environment as if it's contaminated, because it literally is. It's very sad that we have to do that. But, you know, our health, our existence in general is just that important. And another big shout out and thank you to all the supporters of the channel, all the members, people who send emails, super chats, donations. You are very much appreciated. And I will see you all on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade against these worthless mutants and their enabling owners.